It's time!
Magomed, congratulations. I'm sure you're still kind of processing it a little bit, but what are the feelings right now that you're a UFC champion?
Чувствую себя хорошо, спасибо. Это очень радостно обрадовать своих близких, в первую очередь своих тренеров.
Thank you very much. I feel great. I mean, it's a lot of joy, you know, to feel this, and I'm really happy that I was able to bring this joy and bring this happiness to, first of all, my team, of course, and then, of course, my family, the close people, everybody who rooted for me and was worried about this fight.
Nice. Very tense, kind of tactical battle for the entire 5 rounds. How did the fight play out versus the way you envisioned it happening?
Конечно, отличалось. Мы все знаем, что Pereira идет постоянно вперед, он ищет финиш.
Yeah, it was very different from what we envisioned because, as you know, usually Pereira hunts for the finish. He moves forward. He tries to hunt down his opponents for the finish. Here, it was very different. As you could see, he was running away from me. He wasn't letting me work, and he himself wasn't really working much. So you saw the way it played out.
Yeah. Kind of some tight rounds to score as well. All 3 judges had you winning 2, 3, and 4. Man, at the end of 5 rounds, how confident did you feel that you had won the fight?
Я знал, я делал все, чтобы выиграть этот бой. Я шел вперед, хотел, чтобы он...
Yeah, you know, I was confident. I kept on moving forward. I kept pressuring him, and he kept on running away from me. You know, for 20 minutes, this guy was running away from me. And then I heard at the end of the fight, he was saying that, you know, he wasn't sure why the victory was given to me. Who's supposed to be given the victory? You know, I've been pressuring him the entire time. He was running for 20 minutes, and then he's wondering who's supposed to get the victory. Listen, I'm happy for a rematch if he wants a rematch, but then maybe in the rematch he could fight for real, not just run away the entire time.
I was going to say, it sounds like a rematch. I asked Dana, and he said he's not sure, but a rematch probably makes sense, given it was close. I mean, is that the fight you want the most? And if so, how soon would you like to do it?
Я готов, я никогда не выбирал соперников, не выбирал дату, так что мы ждем предложения.
Yes, I never picked my opponents, so I'm very much happy and ready for a rematch. Whenever UFC offers it to us, if you know, we'll see what the date is. We'll be happy to accept it.
A lot of the narrative entering Alex's fights are his leg kicks and whether his opponents can withstand them. And a lot of experts and journalists, when they watched your fight against Jan, said, you know, you had maybe difficulties with Jan's leg kicks. How would you fare against Alex's? So I guess after spending 25 minutes with him and eating a lot of leg kicks, how did they feel in there?
Да, можно сказать, в бою такого не было, чтобы нога отключалась.
You know, I never felt in the fight like I was losing control of my leg or I couldn't step on it or anything. Obviously, I felt that he was kicking low kicks, but at no point did I lose control of my leg or felt like it was compromised.
It was clear that his game plan, a lot of his camp was in defending takedowns. He had a lot of success in that aspect. Were you surprised at how well prepared he was for your wrestling?
Чтобы мы борьбу показали, вы все увидели, как прошел бой. Алекс Перейра считался как лучшим ударником в этом дивизионе. И,
You know, he was considered to be the best striker in the division on the way to this fight. That's what everybody was talking about. The narrative was that he's the best. You saw what kind of best striker he was in the fight. You saw how well we did against his striking and how our striking was working. We didn't have to rely on our wrestling because we were confident in our striking. We were trying to get him to go forward the entire time. That's where we were baiting. That's where we were trying to push, and he never walked forward.
Were you surprised at all by his ability to defend those takedowns against the fence? Did you think you would have more success in those areas?
Да, я знал, что он все-таки будет хорошо стоять, так как в нашем дивизионе.
You know, I knew that against the cage, he was going to be pretty good at defending takedowns because in the light heavyweight division, it's pretty hard to take somebody down against the cage. So we thought that the fight was going to be moving forward. He was going to be pressuring, and we would be able to wrestle with him in the middle of the octagon. Obviously, you saw that wasn't the case.
Yeah, and you've done so much work in this division to get to this point. I know you said many times the last title fight you put it out of your mind, but given that hard road, given what happened last time, does it make it more satisfying having that belt in front of you right now?
Да, это очень радостно. Я думаю, теперь я буду больше трудиться, так как все будут охотиться за мной.
Yeah, you know, it's a wonderful, great feeling. It's a happy feeling. But now I'm going to be working even harder because now I'm the hunted man in the division. Everybody's going to be hunting after my belt. So in order for me to hold it for a long time, I'm going to have to be working harder, working more intensely. And you know what? The doors for the challenges are going to be open the entire time.
And with that in mind, obviously John Jones was the leader of this division for so long, and it's been hard for anyone to get out of his shadow. Alex did a great job with his reign, but 14 fights undefeated. What do you think you have to do during this title run to, I guess, craft your own legacy and maybe have those conversations about John go away a little bit?
Я думаю, мне дали бы возможность 2 года назад пройти хороший.
You know, if 2 years ago I was given the ability to do a full camp to prepare for my title shot, I'm sure that at this point I would have had the title and a few defenses behind my belt.
Magomed, congratulations. Can you talk a little bit about what it was like to deal with the crowd all week? Obviously, they were very against you at the press conference and the weigh-ins, and a little bit more tonight. Just what was it like to have to put that aside, and how are you able to deal with it?
Наоборот, можно сказать, публика меня заряжала, когда все болеют против.
You know, I would say that they motivated me instead of the opposite, because the feeling of everybody rooting against you, you kind of want to prove yourself, prove to them that you can do it. So to me, that was more of a motivation.
You've gotten to fight around the world. Is there a particular place where you would like to defend your title right now?
Ну, не имеет такого большого значения, я думаю. А если будет Абу-Даби, это было бы вообще отлично.
It doesn't really matter to me, to be honest, but if it's going to be Abu Dhabi, it would be excellent.
Thank you.
You took this fight during Ramadan, which you normally don't do. Maybe as for people that aren't familiar with what Ramadan is and what that means to Muslim people, maybe explain Ramadan and how hard it is to fight through this time. And does it make the championship more special to win the belt during this special time?
Месяц Рамадан, чтобы все знали, это для
For those that don't know, Ramadan is the holiest of holy months for the Muslims. This is the time when we worship Allah. This is the time where we ask for forgiveness. This is the time when we fast during the day, and then in the evening we go to the mosque and we pray. And so the reason why we did accept this fight is because had we not, we wouldn't know when we could come back and when we would get this opportunity again. But we don't choose the dates. We don't choose the opponent. We accept the challenge. We accepted this opportunity, and it was great that we were able to win the fight. First of all, congratulations. And second of all, you're the first Russian fighter that was able to take the belt off of an active champion. Do you think that that's a most important win out of all Russian championship?
Ну, я думаю, это не имеет такого большого значения выиграть пояс.
Yeah, I don't think that it makes it more worthy or less if you take it off of the active champion or just a vacant belt. I think the most important thing is to be able to fight for the championship and to win the championship. There's no difference. You said that all the boos and all the people that were booing against you, they were motivating you. For those people that think that you have a boring style, do you think that this fight answered their question?
Ну, я не знаю, я не понимаю таких людей, которые говорят, что мои бои скучные. Вы знаете все Алекс Перейра как...
You know, I don't understand why people think that my fights are boring. Everybody thought that Alex Pereira coming into this fight was the most exciting striker in the division, and then you saw the way he fought against me. It seems as though when people come out to fight against me, they all of a sudden become boring. You saw what he did. So it's not just dependent on me. It also depends on the dance partner, on the opponent that I'm fighting. 14 fights, unbeaten streak. What do you think? Would you beat the peak John Jones?
Ну, это не знаю, как ответить на этот вопрос. Мог бы, я думаю, если в то время я был бы, почему бы не мог?
I don't know how to answer that question. Could I? Would I? I mean, I think I could back then in the time, if I was at the same time fighting as John Jones was, I don't see why not. Can you talk through the plan of how to avoid Pereira's left hook? Was there, keeping the distance away from him, or what was the plan?
Ну, план был, я думал, что я буду бороться больше, я ожидал от него большего, что он будет идти вперед.
The plan was obviously to wrestle more. The plan was to have him work and counter. But it seems as though in the middle of the fight he switched, or during the fight he switched and he became a counter puncher. I don't know. He wasn't letting me work. He wasn't working himself. It seems as though all the people that are coming out to fight against me, they come in there as strikers and then end up being counter punchers. And I don't know who to blame for this. Who's to blame?
Спать пойдешь.
Congratulations on the victory. Wanted to ask a simple question. How are you going to celebrate? What is the first place you're going to fly to? What is the place you're going to go to? Even tonight, are you going to go celebrate, or are you just going to go to sleep?
Конечно, мы пойдем покушать куда-нибудь, так как у нас месяц Рамадан.
Yes, of course, we're going to go celebrate. We're going to go eat somewhere because, this is Ramadan, so we have to fast during the day. So now is the time to go eat, and then starting tomorrow, we're going to resume the fast.
Magomed, this is the same building where things didn't go your way the first time you had a title opportunity. Is it poetic that a couple years later you accomplished your biggest goal in the very same venue?
Я даже не помню, но, конечно, мне очень приятно вернуть то, что не смог тогда забрать.
You know, I didn't even remember that, but yes, for me, of course, it's a great thing to take something that I wasn't able to take last time.
And you were asked earlier this week, but now I want to ask you now, after winning this fight and hearing Chama all week long, have you come up with a word of your own to kind of go along with?
Да, мы как раз говорили сегодня здесь, все хотят, чтобы, как она была, не помню. Big Ank, по-моему, что-то хотят придумать.
Big Unk time, I think they're trying to come up with. It's Big Unk time.
Love it. Congratulations.
Do you feel that fighting Alex in the middle of a crowd that was almost entirely against you is something that gave you strength?
Да, конечно, я как я говорил ранее, когда все болеют против, мне хочется доказать обратно, и меня это очень сильно заряжает. Так и получилось.
Yes, of course, as I said before, when I fight in a hostile area where people are against me, it just motivates me more, and it's exactly what happened here. I got extra motivation.